Andrena Now is an organization that we put together as a way of giving back to the community. We wanted to have one central place that people could go to learn about water safety, all forms of water safety. The ocean is a completely different animal than a pool would be, or even a lake or a river in some cases, because of the currents, because of the rip currents. You have to know if there's rogue waves or tides that are coming in faster than expected. Well, a rogue wave isn't like you see necessarily a tidal wave where you're going to get this 100-foot wave unannounced, but it can be a wave that all of a sudden, just comes up higher, and the surf comes higher than you normally expect. The tide's coming in, and it just might have been a bump in the water out in the ocean that's now kind of channeling through. It's building up energy, and as it comes into shore, it's traveling further than it was expected. You might be sitting here on a blanket or have your kid right in front of you and not really be paying attention. All of a sudden, their feet in the water or their bodies in the water, and they could get knocked over. That's why we always say to always keep the ocean in front of you, so that you could see what's coming and be aware of it.
Out here on the ocean, the number one reason for most of our rescues is from rip currents. Outside of that, we get some people who are intoxicated and have other types of medical conditions in the water. But the primary reason for most of our rescues are from rip currents. Rip currents are actually really interesting things. Obviously, the ocean floor consists of sand, and as waves crash towards the beach and then go back out towards the water, the bottom of the ocean floor starts to shift around and sand starts to move. What eventually ends up happening in certain locations across any beachfront is that a sandbar will build up. But what ends up happening and how rip currents are actually formed most of the time is that there's a break in that sandbar. And when that sandbar collapses or breaks, it creates a channel, and all the water that's rushing towards the beach and then eventually goes back out wants to funnel out in the deepest location, and that deepest location would be where that break is in that sandbar. If you think you're caught in a rip current, my advice for you is to swim parallel to the shore. If you try to swim straight in towards the beach, it's going to be like being on a treadmill. You're either only going to go backwards or stay right in place. So my recommendation would be turn parallel to the shore, swim like 10 or 15 strokes to the side, then turn straight back in, face the beach, and then start to swim in. Mixing alcohol and drugs with swimming, especially in any environment, the results, they can be deadly. Here at Jones Beach, we have a very simple flag system. Green flags mean that it's a safe area to swim, and our green flags are in front of our lifeguard stands. If you're by a red flag, or if you're in between the red flags, that means it's a non-swimming zone. So it is not safe, and you cannot swim in between the red flags. Our yellow flags indicates an area that you could safely boogie board in and be separated from the swimmers. If you travel to other beaches across the United States, you'll see other color flags, and my best suggestion is don't just assume that they're all universal. Go visit the local lifeguard right up there in the stand and say, hey, what do your flags mean? In places like Miami and California, they'll raise a purple flag for jellyfish from man of war and other types of hazardous surf conditions as the day continues. The buddy system is everything. Even as lifeguards, where we train and swim every single day, we never really even go out alone ourselves. Anything could happen to anybody. Swim with a friend, preferably someone who's got equal ability as you. It's a good safety system. Camps all across the world and all across the United States use buddy systems. It's a safety thing. That way everybody's accounted for. And we recommend the same thing on the ocean, Always go in the water with a friend. Always swim in front of a lifeguard stand. Never go in the water by yourself.